Hi students, good evening everyone. I hope all are doing well. Welcome to Infinity Learn by Sri Chaitanya. This is me Soorya, the chemistry faculty from Infinity Learn. And I hope I'm perfectly audible. So those who are watching the session, just mark your attendance here. So in the last class, we have already discussed our first chapter, NCERT exercises, right? I hope it is clear for everyone. It was clear for everyone. So today we are going to the second chapter, acid, base and salts. The NCERT exercises are there, right? In the chapter, you can see 15 questions from the chapter, acid, bases and salt. So we have already completed the revision for the chapter also. We have seen what you mean by the acids, what you mean by the bases, their physical properties and chemical properties we have studied, right? Then whenever these acids and bases are combined together by the neutralization reaction, they are forming the salts, right? So we can identify the nature of the salts like acidic, basic and neutral depending upon the strength of acid and bases. So based on that idea, they have given the 15 questions from the NCERT chapter. So we can discuss the question one by one. Here is the first question, as you can see over in your NCERT textbook. A solution turns red litmus into blue. Its pH is likely to be. So we have defined the acid base and depending upon the litmus paper, right? There will be two types of litmus are present, red litmus and the blue litmus. So is there any substance which will turns the red litmus to blue? What will be their nature? How we can predict their nature depending upon the pH value? So what will be the answer? So we have already studied, right? Red litmus into blue means there will be changes. I mean, it will be a basic solution or the alkaline solution, right? So how we can define an acid base in terms of the pH value? So I hope you got an idea about the pH value, right? If you have the pH value in between 1 to 6, that will be having the acidic nature, right? So we can define the pH will be always less than 7 in the case of acid. Then what about the neutral solution? Neutral solution will be having the pH of pH is equal to 7. Then if any of the substance which is having the pH greater than 10, right? pH greater than 10, I mean greater than 7, from 7 to 14, that will be known as the basic solution. Now you can give here, right? Here is the change of red litmus to blue, which means that it is a basic solution. So obviously they will be having the pH values greater than 7. So which are the options provided here? Only one option is possible, that is pH is equal to 10. Option D will be the correct answer. I hope you understand. So as you can see over here, this 1, 4 and 5 belongs to pH less than 7, which means these are acidic in nature. Then what will be the litmus paper change for the acidic solution? Just reverse, right? Acidic solution will change the blue litmus to red. So option D will be the correct answer. Hi Darshan. Now we are moving to the next question. Read the question carefully. A solution reacts with crushed eggshells to give a gas that turns lime water milky. The solution contains. Hi, good evening everyone. So what will be the answer of this question? Read the question carefully. They are treating a solution with the crushed eggshells. So there is a chemical substance present, right? That will be treating with a solution to form a gas that turns the lime water milky. So we need to identify the solution contains, whether it is sodium chloride, hydrochloric acid, lithium chloride or potassium chloride. Can anyone please give me the answer in the comment box? What will be the answer? NaCl. Let's see what is the answer. Hi Durgeshwar. So option B will be correct answer, right? HCl. We have already studied the reaction of, acids react with the metals, right? Okay, fine. So what is the chemical substance present inside the crushed eggshells, which is the chemical substance? Maybe you have studied, right? Calcium carbonate. These are the crushed eggshells containing. So whenever these calcium carbonate is treating with the hydrochloric acid, right? Hydrochloric acid, that will be producing calcium chloride, right? Calcium chloride plus carbon dioxide plus water. So we know that what is the meaning of lime water turns milky? Lime water means calcium hydroxide, right? So if you are containing carbon dioxide as one of the gas, that will be treating with the calcium hydroxide to form the milky appearance, right? So carbon dioxide plus water will be the reaction. Because of the presence of this carbon dioxide, they will turn the lime water milky. So what will be our correct answer? HCl will be the correct answer. Option B is the correct answer. Is there any doubt? Shankar, did you got the answer? It is not NaCl, it is HCl. Because we need to take the turns the lime water milky, right? It is only appear in the presence of the carbon dioxide gas only. Whenever you are treating this NaCl, that will not react with that will not give the carbon dioxide with the calcium carbonate. I hope you understand. Here is our next question. A simple numerical problem. Read the question carefully. 10 milliliter of a solution of sodium hydroxide is found to be completely neutralized by 8 milliliter of a given solution of HCl. If we take 20 milliliter of the same solution of NaOH, the amount of HCl solution required to neutralize it will be. So what will be the answer? Some values are given here, right? So this is about the neutralization reaction. Neutralization reaction means acids and bases are combined together to form the salt and water. So here 10 milliliter of NaOH is required to completely neutralize the 8 milliliter of the hydrochloric acid, right? 8 milliliter of the hydrochloric acid. What is our question? 10 milliliter of NaOH will treat with 8 milliliter of HCl, right? What is our question? If we take 20 milliliter of the same solution, 20 milliliter of the NaOH, what will be the required amount of the HCl? How we can define here? 10 milliliter, right? 10 milliliter will be changed to 20 milliliter means double the amount, right? Double the amount. So 10 into 2 will be the 20 milliliter here, which means that 8 into 2, 16 milliliter will be the amount of HCl required here. Is that clear? So that's why option D will be the correct answer. Is there any doubt? Okay, I hope you understand. Here is our next question. Which one of the following types of medicines is used for treating indigestion? Okay, options are provided here. First is antibiotic, analgesic, antacid and antiseptic. So option C will be the correct answer, that is antacid, right? So we know that what is the condition of indigestion. If you are not eating properly, there will be the production of acid in our stomach, right? Higher acid content will be there. As we already know, hydrochloric acid is present in our stomach, right? If you are not eating properly, they will be producing more and more hydrochloric acid over there. So make the stomach acidic in nature, right? Which will lead to the indigestion property. So what we need to do, we need to neutralize the amount of acid present in our stomach by adding an alkaline solution or the basic solution. So commonly we are taking milk of magnesia or MgOH twice, right? As the antacid, right? I hope you remember. So this is known as the antacid. In antacid we are using the magnesium hydroxide or the milk of magnesia. This is used to treat the indigestion process. Clear? So what will be the answer? Option C will be the correct answer here. Durgeshwar, I hope it is clear now. Here is the next question. Write word equations and then balanced equations for the reaction taking place when dilute sulfuric acid reacts with zinc granules. And 4 sub-reactions are given here. You need to identify the word equations as well as the balanced chemical equations. We have already studied the balanced chemical equations in the first chapter, right? So this is about the reaction of acid with the metal. So what will be the answer for the first sub-question? Whenever dilute sulfuric acid reacts with zinc granules. So here 4 sub-questions are given here. This is the reaction of acid with the metal granules, right? So we need to identify the word equations of the reaction as well as their balanced chemical equations. The first question, dilute sulfuric acid reacts with zinc granules. This is not an option-wise question. We need to identify the balanced equation for each of the reaction given here, right? So we'll start from the first question here, dilute sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid, as we already know, right? H2SO4. That will be treating with zinc granules, right? Zinc granules. So then will be forming salt plus hydrogen, right? Zinc sulfate plus hydrogen. So this will be the word equation. Word equation means you can give it in the words also, otherwise this will be the same. Then you can give the balancing equation, right? How we can balance over here? It's already balanced, right? Zinc is already balanced, sulfate is already balanced, and hydrogen is also balanced. So this is a complete balanced equation for the first reaction. Is that clear? Okay, is there any issue in my audio? Okay, fine. So what about the case of second reaction? Dilute hydrochloric acid react with magnesium ribbon. So dilute hydrochloric acid, as we already know, HCl, that will be treating with magnesium to form corresponding salt, magnesium chloride plus hydrogen, right? Here you need to balance the equation, right? In the case of reactant sides, there is only one hydrogen, one chlorine, but in the case of product side, there will be 2 hydrogen and 2 chlorine is present. So what I am doing, I am multiplying a number 2 over here. So Mg plus 2 HCl gives MgCl2 plus H2. That will be the balanced chemical equation for the second reaction. Is there any doubt? Then what about the case of third reaction? Dilute sulfuric acid react with aluminum powder, right? Again H2SO4 plus aluminum, right? So they will be forming the corresponding salt of aluminum sulfate. We have already studied how to write the chemical formula of any of the compound from the first chapter, right? So they will be forming the aluminum sulfate. So Al2SO4 tries is the aluminum sulfate plus hydrogen, right? Then now how we can balance the equation? We need to focus over here, right? 3 SO4 is present here. There is only 2 SO4, only 1 SO4. So I am taking here 3 H2SO4. Then now 2Al, right? 2Al is present. Aluminum is already balanced. Sulfate is already balanced, and hydrogen is 3 into 2 6, right? So I am taking 3H2 over here. I hope you have idea about the balancing of equations. So this is the balanced equation for the third reaction. What about the case of last reaction? Dilute HCl, right? Dilute hydrochloric acid reacts with iron fillings. So this will be the balanced equation for the last reaction. Is that clear? So this type of questions you can expect in the CBSE examination because it is repeated in the chemical reactions and equations chapter as well as the second chapter, right? Acid, base and salt, and it is again repeated in the case of metals and non-metals because it is a reaction of metals with acid, right? I hope you understand. So this type of question is very important. Now we are moving to the next question. Why does distilled water not conduct electricity whereas rainwater does? This is a statement type question. You can give me the answer according to 2 marks. So we know that, right, in the case of distilled water, they are pure, right? There is no any ions are present or the ionic compounds are absent in the case of distilled water. That is why they are not conduct electricity. They are not containing any ionic compounds, so that's why they are not conducting electricity. But what about the case of rainwater? Rainwater has a lot more components, right? So rainwater has dissolved in acidic gases such as carbon dioxide from the air, and that forms carbonic acid. Maybe you have studied. So this means that it has hydrogen ions and carbonate ions. So because of the presence of these ions, they will conduct electricity. Is that clear? In the case of distilled water, there is no any ionic compounds or ions are present. So that's why they are not conducting electricity. But in the case of rainwater, there will be more compounds are present. So when rainwater mainly combined with the carbon dioxide from the air, right? So they will be forming the they will be forming the carbonic acid over here, right? Carbonic acid. So in the case of carbonic acid, both H plus ion as well as the CO3 2 minus ions are present. Because of the presence of these ions, they will easily conduct electricity. Is that clear? Here is again another type of statement question. Why do acids not show acidic behavior in the absence of water? So what is the condition for acidity? I mean condition for acids, whether they are providing H plus ions or not. I hope you got the idea of the question. So we know that, right? Acidic behavior means that is the presence of H plus ion. Presence of H plus ion or the hydrogen ions. So the hydrogen ions can only be produced in the presence of water, right? So that is why water is definitely needed to explain or show the acidic behavior for acids. Is that clear? Very direct questions. We know that in the case of acids, they will be providing the H plus ion. So in the presence of water only, they will be providing the H plus ion. So that is why water is always needed for the acids to behave as a acidic behavior. Clear? Okay, what is the doubt, Subitha? This question only, right? So, what is our question? Why do acids not show acidic behavior in the absence of water? Maybe you have studied. So we know that in the case of acids, they are the H+, they are the substance which is giving the H+ ions. So these H+ ions are easily provided by the water molecules, H+ and OH- ion. So in the presence of, okay, I'm repeating again. So in the presence of water only, they will be providing the H+ ion. So that is why water is essential or required for the acids to show their acidic behavior. Clear? In the case of water, we know that H+ and OH- ions are present, right? So this OH+ ion is required for the acid to behave as the acidic behavior. So Pita, I am not comfortable in Hindi. That's the problem. Okay, what is the confusion here? Okay, I hope you understand. Here is our next question. 5 solutions A, B, C, D and E when tested with universal indicators showed as pH 4, 1, 11 and 7 and 9 respectively. Which solution is neutral, strongly alkaline, strongly acidic, weakly acidic and weakly alkaline? Then you need to arrange the solution depending upon their pH. I mean arrange the pH and increase the order of the hydrogen ion concentration. Read the question carefully. 5 different solutions with different pH is given here. You need to identify which one is the neutral solution, which one is the alkaline, strongly alkaline, weakly alkaline, then strongly acidic and weakly acidic. How we can predict here depending upon the pH value? So what will be the answer for this question? So those who are having the pH of 7 is known as the neutral solution, right? So which is a, okay, let's write down here. A will be having the pH of 4, B is 1, C is 11, D is 7 and E is 9, right? So D will be the neutral solution. So first answer will be D. What about the case of strongly alkaline? How we can predict their pH value? Strongly alkaline, whether they have the maximum pH value, I mean pH greater than 7 or not. So for the first question we have seen the pH scale, right? So this will be the pH scale. Here it is neutral. So these values, right, 1, 2, 3, these values are the strongly acidic. And these values like 4, 5, 6 are the weakly acidic. I hope you are getting my point. Then similarly, you can identify the strongly basic as well as a strongly basic as well as weakly basic, right? If you have the values in terms of 8, 9, 10, that will be known as the weakly basic. Then these higher values are the strongly basic. This is according to the pH scale. Now you can predict, right? Which one is having the strongly alkaline? Values between 12, 13 and 14. Is there any 12, 11, 12, 13 and 14, which means C will be the correct answer, right? C will be the correct answer. Is that clear? Then what about this strongly acidic? Strongly acidic, right? Strongly acidic means here 1, 2, 3 values, which means B will be the strongly acidic here. So B is the correct one here. Then what about is the weakly acidic? Those values lie between 7, 5, 6, 7, right? So C will be, I mean D will be having the weakly acidic value. Then what about this last one, weakly alkaline? Weakly alkaline means the value will be 8, 9, 10. So E will be the weakly alkaline solution. I hope you got the point, so that we can, from the pH value, you can identify the solution, whether they are strongly acidic, weakly acidic, strongly basic or weakly basic. Then our next question is to arrange the pH in increasing order of hydrogen ion concentration. We know that pH is inversely proportional to the H plus ion concentration, right? So what about the case of increasing order here? We will be starting from the lowest value of H plus ion concentration. That will be the maximum pH, right? So pH will be 11, then 9, 7, 4, 1, right? So this will be the increasing order of pH depending upon the hydrogen ion concentration. So solution will be C over here. This is E. This is D, right? A and B. I hope you understand the question. Here is the next question. Equal lengths of magnesium ribbons are taken in test tubes A and B. Hydrochloric acid is added to test tube A, while acetic acid is added to the test tube B. The amount and concentration taken for both the acids are same. In which test tube the fizzing occur more vigorously and why? So what will be the answer? So obviously in the case of HCl, right, in the next, the test tube which is added, the HCl will be having the fizzing, right? So HCl is a strong acid, whereas acetic acid is a weak acid. So we know that fizzing occurs whenever there is a hydrogen gas is present. So fizzing occurs because of the production of hydrogen gas obtained due to the reaction of the acid on the magnesium, ribbon. So this will be the reaction. So because of the presence of these hydrogen, there will be the fizzing occurs vigorously in the first test tube than the second test tube. But in the case of second test tube, we are added the CH3COH, which is the weak acid. Here is the next question. Fresh milk has a pH of 6. How do you think the pH will change as it turns into curd? Explain your answer. So what is happening in the case of milk to curd conversion? So we know that, right, in the case of fresh milk, whenever they are turned to curd, there will be the production of lactic acid happens, right? Lactic acid is acidic in nature, so obviously their pH will be changes, right? Lactic acid will be reduce the pH of the milk from 6 to lower value. Is that clear? Here is the next question. Okay, I think this will be the last question. Two sub-questions are provided here. A milkman adds a very small amount of baking soda to fresh milk. Why does he shift the pH of the fresh milk from 6 to slightly alkaline? Why does this milk take a long time to set as curd? Two sub-questions are there. So answer is provided here, right? So in the case of, why does he shift the pH of the fresh milk from 6 to slightly alkaline? So he shifted the pH of the fresh milk from 6 to slightly alkaline. We know that from the case of curd, there will be the sour taste is present, right? So in order to prevent the milk from getting sour taste, they will be added the production. They will be added the slightly alkaline solution. I hope you understand, right? Fresh milk will be having a pH of 6 over there. So we know that whenever they are changed to curd, there will be a sour taste will be happening, right? So in order to avoid the prevention of the milk from getting sour taste, we will be making the solution slightly alkaline. I hope you understand. Then what about the case of second? This milk takes a long time to set into curd because the lactic acid produced here first neutralizes the pH and then pH is reduced to the turn milk into curd. This is a procedure. We know that whenever the milk to curd conversion, there will be lactic acid is present, right? So the first is the lactic acid first neutralize the complete pH over there, then only they will be changes to the lower pH value. That is why it is a little bit time is taking to settle as a curd. Is that clear? Okay, this was the last. Okay, one more question is there. Plaster of Paris should be stored in a moisture-proof container. Explain why. So we know that, right? Plaster of Paris is CaSO4 dot half H2O. So we have studied the reaction between water and the plaster of Paris, right? That will be containing easily, that will be reacted the water to easily form the gypsum particle. So here plaster of Paris should be stored in a moisture proof container because moisture can affect the plaster of Paris by slowing down the settling of the plaster of Paris because of the hydration. We know that, right? Whenever they are treating with the water, there will be changes to the substance as a gypsum particle. So this will turn the plaster of Paris useless. So that's why we are storing this one in the moisture proof container in order to avoid the hydration or the formation of the gypsum. Then here is again 2 more questions from the differences between washing soda and baking soda. So first we can give the chemical formula of the washing soda and baking soda, right? Washing soda is the Na2CO3.10H2 and baking soda is the sodium bicarbonate, right? NaHCO3. Then there will be 2 other points are given. It is used as an electrolyte. Washing soda is used as an electrolyte and it can be used domestically as a water softener for laundry. We have studied, right, in order to avoid the hard water treatment. Then what about the case of baking soda? It can be used to test the garden soil for acidity, right? Garden soil for the acidity. This is the first application. Then if used on washing the car, then it will remove the dead bug bodies without damaging the color or the paint of the car. These are the 2 applications of the baking soda and washing soda. Clear? So this was the last question. So there is a reminder about the SCORE examination. As we already know, Sri Chaitanya Academy is providing you a scholarship examination, right? There is only one or 2 days is remaining for the examination. Examination will be conducting on September 28th. I hope you have already registered for the examination. If not registered, register just now. The link will be provided in the description. You can register now. So that's all about from my side for today. Thank you so much all of you. If you guys enjoyed the session, like the session and subscribe to the channel and share this particular session to your friends also. So thank you so much all of you. See you in the next class.